So earlier today, I put out a tweet pretty much saying that every time I leave the house, some big news happens in the MLB community. And I told everyone that I was not going to leave the house until Francisco Lindor got traded. I wasn't going to go on any dates. I wasn't going to talk to any females until that happened, because the moment I leave my home to talk to anyone or go to dinner with my family, something big happens. And then Jeff Passan, of all people, came in and completely roasted me. He said, oh yeah, Francisco Lindor is the reason why you're not going on dates. Jeff Passan, I've been in the DMs with him, an awesome guy, but he decided to roast me a little bit, basically saying that you're not going on dates because you're fuzzy, not because Francisco Lindor and the trade rumors are holding you back. But either way, I wanted to go ahead and share that with you guys because I thought, Jeff Passan, the real, I had to check it to make sure that was the real Passan, and it was. So awesome guy. I'm actually happy that I get to talk to him and interact because he's a role model of mine. But anyways, we all see the title of today's video. I'm gonna try and do it in one take because I've been out all day. I'm very tired, and I think my brain's gonna be able to do it. But Darvish has officially been traded to the San Diego Padres. The Padres are looking like Thanos after he got all 5 Infinity Stones or whatever the heck they were called in Endgame. He snaps his finger. Now, one player that no one's talking about is LaCasey. LaCasey could be the final stone in the Infinity Gauntlet that Thanos owns, and the Padres are going to be so good. So if you're not following along with my Marvel comparisons, all you really have to know, in the last 24 hours, got 2 pretty much Cy Young caliber pitchers. Blake Snell won back in 2018, and Darvish almost won it in 2020. So this is the first time in MLB history that a single team has acquired 2 top Cy Young caliber players in one single offseason, if that makes sense. First time it's ever happened, and on top of that, the Padres also got their much-needed catching prospect in Victor Caratini. So going to the San Diego Padres, we have Darvish and Victor Caratini, who was very solid in 2019. He had 11 home runs and a near 800 OPS, but unfortunately, he slumped in 2020. The OPS dropped from near 800 all the way down to a 661 OPS, and he's not known for amazing defense. So when you're not getting the offense and you're not getting the defense, there's not really much to work with. And I don't really understand this because the Padres still have Austin Nola, or I could just be missing that part. So Victor Caratini was kind of just the cherry on top. But if you are wondering how the Padres got Darvish in less than 24 hours after acquiring Blake Snell, this was a full-fledged salary dump by the Chicago Cubs because the players they got in return, I bring this up every single video. I'm an Indians fan. I know misery. I'm not supposed to be fond of the Cubs because of what happened in 2016, and all you miserable trolls, I'm just kidding. I love you guys all so much, but I've seen 3-1 so much over the last 4 years that I should not feel bad for Cubs fans. But today, I do have to admit, this trade could spell some bad news for the Cubs going forward, because who knows what they're going to be able to get for Chris Bryant, because in return for Darvish and Victor Caratini, in my opinion, 2 pretty solid Major League Baseball players, 1 elite in Darvish, they got Zach Davies, who was actually not too bad in 2020. He had a breakout season in which he ended it with a 2.73 ERA, but his 3.8 FIP wasn't the best, and he also has a career 4.18 FIP. That really just means he's not the best at striking people out consistently as well as preventing home runs. So his ERA might be solid, but the FIP is a little bit concerning. Now, he did have the highest K/9 of his career, so I'm hoping the Cubs get that version of Zach Davies as opposed to the Zach Davies we saw in Milwaukee, where he didn't strike out the most amount of guys. He gave up a few home runs, but that is the centerpiece for pitchers. We have 18-year-old outfielder Owen Casey, I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. He was drafted in the 2nd round of the 2020 draft, so very recently. A lot of scouts like his left field pop because he's a lefty and he can go opposite way if he wants to. You have 17-year-old shortstop Reginald Preciado. He's 6'4" with good pop and a nice arm. He's actually the highest overall prospect that the Cubs got in return, and he's the Padres' 11th best prospect. So they got to keep Mackenzie Gore. So far, the Cubs have gotten Davies, you have Owen Casey, and Reginald Preciado. You also have Ismael Mena, who has 70 grade speed. on a scale of 10 to 80, so this guy can absolutely fly. He also has 60 fielding, so for an outfielder, you can almost look to him to be somewhat of a Kevin Kiermaier. That's kind of what they're trying to project him to be. And then last but not least, you have 20-year-old Jason Santana. If we take a look at his little bio, it says that he was an all-star in the Dominican Summer League, and in 2019 rookie level Arizona League, he slashed 346 with a 494, what is that, slugging? That's insane. So to me, again, all of these players seem to be good. They're complimentary in my opinion. The Cubs are not better today than when they were before Darvish was traded. So to me, this makes absolutely no sense for a team that is trying to compete for a World Series. If I'm a Cubs fan, I'm thinking, what in the heck are we doing? We have Javier Baez, we have Chris Bryant, we have a lot of different players that can perform at an elite level. We just have to get back to a normal 162 game schedule. And this is just, I mean, when you get the number 11 rated prospect, you have to consider it a salary dump. The Cubs will also pay a minor portion of the $59 million owed to Darvish. So to me, this is an easy W for the San Diego Padres. The only concern that you would have is the fact that Darvish is older and he's a little bit injury prone. Victor Caratini, again, he's kind of a throw-in, but not really, because he's shown in the past that he can hit at a near 800 OPS clip. That's amazing for a catcher. So let me know in the comment section down below, who do you think won this trade? The Padres in 2021, their rotation is going to be good with Lamet, Paddock. You have now I'm blanking all of a sudden. What the heck? You have Darvish, obviously, and who's the last guy? You have Lamet. You have Snell, right? Because he was just acquired a few minutes ago, it feels like. And then if we fast forward to Mackenzie Gore in 2022, or maybe he's called up in 2021, and then that happens, the Padres are looking fantastic even next year. But then you go to 2022, Mike Clevenger will be back from Tommy John. Maybe they trade him and get his salary back. There are so many things that the Padres could do, but the number one overarching theme is that if you stack your farm system, you can use those pieces to get back major league ready talent in return via Blake Snell, via Darvish. That's why if you're a Yankees fan, you should be feeling pretty optimistic, and hopefully that Brian Cashman is looking at the landscape and not trying to hoard all these prospects, because the Yankees are prospect hoarders. They should probably ditch that mentality. Go get some big league talent right now. Now, unfortunately, there's a little bit of drama that we have to talk about, and this is going to end the video. Darvish did not get a phone call from the Chicago Cubs. He is one of the nicest human beings in the entire league, and for the Cubs to do this, completely uproot his life and not give him a phone call, as evident by his tweet. And then Kenta Maeda said the same exact thing happened to him when he was with the Dodgers and got traded to the Twins. What are we doing? We cannot be taking advantage of these people. They're people. They're not pawns in your scheme, okay? We have to remember that lives are on the line. You're messing with them, and I don't like that at all. And the same goes for Kenta Maeda and any other player that gets traded. The fact that he was not given a heads up, or at least a call, completely disrespectful to Cubs. In my opinion, they take the L on the trade, and they take the L on just being good people. This is not a good day to be a Chicago Cubs fan. But thank you all so much for watching for the second, or actually the third video in the last 24 hours. If you like what you see, please subscribe, all that fancy YouTube stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Go eat some steak or something. Y'all deserve it.